Hey guys, it's Sakina of MBS Creates. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. I am a social media coach and a realtor, and I teach people how to make their business thrive using the power of social media. I've been an influencer for 10 plus years, and I've learned a lot in my journey as an influencer. Basically just learning the social media game from scratch and just from hands-on practical experience. So welcome to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to learn more about how to use social media to attract more clients, how to use social media to build brand authority, and of course to promote your business. I post 2 videos per week, and you can be sure that every single video is going to be jam-packed with valuable, applicable knowledge for you. And I'm excited to be here with you today. So today's topic actually came to me yesterday as I was doing some social media research. Every week I'll put aside some time to do my research for this particular business, MBS Creates, and I really had this thought about, like if I was focusing on being an influencer right now, what would I be doing? Because we're in recession. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's go ahead and get into it. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about how to recession-proof your influencer business. And like I said, I've been an influencer for 10 plus years. I still consider myself an influencer. Obviously, I have this YouTube channel. I have a influencer YouTube channel, My Brown Sparkles. You can check that out. It's still up and running. I still have my Instagram, I still have my blog, and I still make money as an influencer. I still have businesses reaching out to me wanting to do collaborations because I still have a decent amount of followers on Instagram, and my blog is still highly visible to the public and it's well maintained. So that's one source of income that I have. And I was thinking to myself, like we're in a recession, or we're moving into a recession. 2023 it's been a hot topic since last year, since the Fed started raising those base points and interest rates started going up. And I was thinking to myself, like, what would I do right now if my main focus was on becoming an influencer, or if I was an influencer and I needed to kind of shift and pivot to work with the current market that's going on as far as attracting new brand deals and sponsorships and trying to cater to my audience. So we're going to dive into that, and hopefully you'll walk away from this video with more ideas on how you can recession-proof your influencer business and stay on top of your game. So just to give you kind of a background on how we even got where we are right now, in the beginning of 2022, we started off the year with a war in Ukraine. Yes, that's right. Russia declared war on Ukraine, and this had global effects. This impacted the world globally as far as the trades are concerned as a result of the war. And this is global. So it's not just here in the US that was affected, but other countries all around the world are affected by this war that is still going on. That's how we started last year. So already we're coming off the tail end of COVID, and COVID did a number on inflation as well. And that is one of the main reasons why the Fed decided to start raising the basis points, because COVID, with the demand that was caused by COVID and the lack of people able to meet the supply demand, that caused a backlog of just work that still needed to be done. And so people are still trying to spend money, but we didn't really have the resources to actually get supply out. And this is why the Fed started raising the base points to begin with. So we have the war, we have COVID, or the pandemic, that kind of stymied supply. And so the Fed started raising those interest rates, or those base points, which in turn raised interest rates on credit cards, mortgages, auto loans, all of that. And the reason why the Fed is doing this is because they are trying to curb consumer spending. Basically, they're saying, y'all are spending too much money. We need to get our supply up to speed to match your spending. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to raise these base points, which is going to raise the interest rates, which is going to make you guys stop spending money, because we need y'all to stop spending money so that we can catch up with the supply. So that's where we are right now. Now, if you're a business owner of any type, whether you're an influencer or you own some other sort of business, or you're an entrepreneur, you're going to want to know how a recession affects consumer spending, because ultimately you want to know where are people going to be putting their money in the next few months to a year, right? So let's talk about that a little bit. So obviously the goal of the Fed was to curb consumer spending, to give the supply a chance to catch up with the demand. Sorry, I always get those two mixed up, so I have to make sure I'm getting my wording correct. So now we are seeing noticeable price increases in all different sectors, and I want you to be aware of how this is going to affect consumer spending and where they're going to be spending their money. So the USDA predicts that there will be an increase, say for shopping in the supermarket, right? We're talking about when you go to the grocery store. This is one area you're going to see an increase in prices. So the USDA predicts that you're going to see an increase of about 18% for oils and fats. For cereals and baked goods, you'll see an increase of up to 12.5% and about 13% increase on all other food goods. So that's important to know, because just everyday items, everyday essentials are going to be more expensive for the consumer. Now, that doesn't mean that consumers are going to stop spending. Obviously, we have to live. We all have to maintain our lives. But it's just going to make people pull back in certain spending areas. So let's talk about that. Now, obviously, we know that you still need to buy food. We know that people still need to buy items for their babies. We know that people still need to buy personal care items, and people are still going to be spending money on their pets. But there is one area, or a few areas, that people are going to kind of pull back when it comes to spending, and that is automobiles, appliances, and furniture. And these are called durable goods. So people are going to be spending less on non-durable goods, meaning things that are not going to have lasting value over time. And this is important because if, for instance, you're an influencer and one of the things you talk about is interior design or home decor, perhaps people aren't really going to be in the market for home decor and furniture at this point in their life, because it's a little bit more expensive and they're trying to save their money in that area until things kind of calm down when it comes to interest rates. However, this does not mean that you cannot create content and connect with your audience, and it does not mean that you can't still make money as an influencer. You just got to be smart about it. Okay, so I was thinking, okay, so if people are going to be pulling back spending in these areas, then where are people going to be spending their money? I mean, because people are going to spend money, but they're just going to be spending it in different areas. And so these are just my personal predictions. I don't have any facts to back this up. But just from critical thinking, I was thinking to myself, if I was actively trying to create content to attract an audience, if I was doing my lifestyle blog heavily, I would think that people are going to be spending more money on streaming services as opposed to going to the movie theaters. Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, things like that. You can stay at home, you can watch TV, you can have Netflix binge night. People are already doing this, but I think people are going to be more inclined to do this now with prices of food going up. Another thing that I didn't mention in the last segment is that people are still dining out, but they're dining out at cheaper places. Now, I think that will affect dates. I'm single, and so I do date, and I think that I've already kind of seen how men are opting to either not even ask you out on a date and want to just chat a little bit more longer before they actually ask you out on a date, or they're offering really cheap date ideas, like going to get ice cream or drinks instead of dinner. So I think people are going to start to see that as something that is more common in their personal lives as well. And I also think that after dry January, because it's January, New Year, people are trying to build new habits, but I don't think this dry January is going to extend through the rest of the year. In fact, I think that as soon as January is over, people are going to be purchasing booze more than ever. And I say this because if people are trying to save money on going out, then they definitely are going to want to spend money on booze at the grocery store and have friends and family come over and enjoy themselves. And it's going to be justifiable because, hey, inflation. So what does this mean for you as an influencer, and how can you make this work for your influencer business? So I think you should really take a step back and consider who your audience is, what their demographic is, age range, possible income level, and then start to think about, what they're going to be consuming, what their daily lives might be like. For instance, I really think that my audience would be really just open to seeing more content about Home Chef and those order food to your door kind of subscription services like Daily Harvest, because I think more people are going to be staying home and cooking as opposed to dining out. And that's just one area where I think people would like to see more information, to see, which food service would they prefer to order from, which one's going to be best. And I've done this in the past on my lifestyle blog and on my lifestyle YouTube, where I've done reviews of Daily Harvest and Home Chef, so people can actually see are the recipes any good. And that's something that I would continue if I was trying to go down that path of attracting brand deals. I would also start pitching to companies such as that. If you have an audience that is receptive to that and has the budget for those types of services, you can definitely pitch to companies, and just make sure that you have your analytics on point. Be very clear on the value that you're going to bring to the company. How many views can you expect to get? How many followers do you have? What type of engagement do you have? And be sure to be able to provide a visual depiction of that. I'm going to be making a video pretty soon on how to create a media kit if you're an influencer, because that's something that you should have if you're an influencer, so that you can pitch to brands that you actually want to work with. Obviously, it's always great if a brand reaches out to you to work with you, but it's not bad practice to actually pitch the brands you want to work with. I was reading an article about Netflix and how they were using TikTok influencers to build more momentum and I guess you could say hoopla around this TV show or television show they had called Cobra Kai, and it worked really well with them. So you can actually pitch to these brands and just make sure your numbers are on point and you're providing value. One thing that's going to be happening now, especially this year, is that all the higher ups, the higher ups who are giving out the money, they're going to be pulling back. The larger companies are going to be pulling back and giving money to influencers, because right now they're going to want to see what has worked. They want to see the value that these influencers are bringing to their business. So they're going to be looking at the return on investment, the ROI, and they're going to want to see actual metrics. And here's a good depiction. I got this from Hootsuite, but Hootsuite has a really great article. I'll link it below so you can check it out yourself. But they show the areas that a lot of these big CEOs and VPs, what they're going to be looking at as far as moving forward with giving marketing dollars to influencers. Now, this shouldn't scare you, because there are a lot of small companies and small businesses that are going to want to leverage the power of working with influencers if they are not already doing so. A lot of them haven't worked with influencers, so you could also reach out to smaller local companies, because they are going to benefit from the value you're going to bring and the buying power that your audience is going to bring to their brand as well, especially if consumers are already spending less. Local businesses, smaller businesses are going to hurt the most. So this might be a great opportunity for you to reach out to local smaller businesses and see how your following, your audience, your engagement, your value, how you can benefit them and keep their business flowing and at the forefront of people's minds. There's one other tip I want to leave you guys with before I end this video. And since you already know that people are in the mindset of saving money, maybe you want to start thinking about how you can incorporate budget retailers into your content type. For instance, I'm a lifestyle blogger, but I also am a realtor, and I have a realtor channel on YouTube. And one of the ideas that I recently had, I'm actually going to go film this video after I film this particular video, is incorporating Dollar Tree. Like I love Dollar Tree. They have an affiliate program. If you did not know, they use Share a Sell, and you can earn commission based on sales that you generate from using Dollar Tree. And so I just recently applied. Hopefully I get accepted into that. But you can find retailers that are budget retailers, is what I call them, and find ways to incorporate them into your content, but make it authentic. Like I already shop at Dollar Tree. I use Dollar Tree as a realtor to go and get cheap pop-by gifts. I get thank you cards, supplies, very, very cheap at the Dollar Tree. But I want to let my following know that that's one of the retailers that I do use and shop at, and I want to show them the value of Dollar Tree, and hopefully I can make it a win-win situation and set up a commission-based relationship with Dollar Tree and kind of build a partnership that way. But in the link on the description box below, I'll link a blog post that shows a couple of YouTube vloggers who are doing this very well, incorporating Dollar Tree into their content. You don't have to go crazy, especially if Dollar Tree isn't your thing, but this is just one idea to kind of keep in mind. You want to think about how people are spending their money and how you can help them save money and reach their financial goals, all while keeping your content relevant. So I want to end this video with just, when you're running a business, you're going to have to always stay abreast of what's going on. The economy is going to affect your business, but you can always shift and pivot your business to kind of work with what's going on in real time. Don't get freaked out if you see that larger companies are not working with influencers just as much, but you need to start bringing that value to your content. I talk a lot about that in this video here, but just always keeping your audience's needs top of mind and making sure that your content incorporates that and caters to your audience's needs is always going to be like the best thing for you to do. But also try to stay authentic to your brand. So it's a little tricky at first, but with a little thought and preparation, I'm sure that you can come up with a couple ideas to really keep your content fresh, relevant, and still establish yourself and position yourself as an influencer who is on target, on the money, who knows what's going on, who's going to bring value not only to their audience but to the businesses that they work with. I don't want you guys to get discouraged during this year as things are shifting. I just want you to think creatively. That's the one amazing thing about being an influencer, is that you get to be creative and find solutions using your creativity. And that is what being an influencer is all about. It's bringing value through the use of your creative juices. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you learned at least one new thing in this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe, because your girl posts 2 videos per week helping you be successful in your business. I got some more videos to shoot today, so I'm gonna take a break right now, and I'll see you guys next time. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and talk to you later. Bye.